three now scholars who are my teammates who keep me accountable to that work and really push my writing and push my thinking far beyond what I would do by myself. And it's a routine. I kind of look at this like church in some way, right? Like I'm committed to showing up, and during this time I do ritual thinking and I use the non-church days in order to support that. And so there's a huge component of this, which is each of us have the chance and the opportunity to build our academic skills and leverage it towards those goals. I personally would love someday if this turned into a book project and we published a book on it. I'm not worried about that right now, because my feeling, my favorite mechanisms of writing books that I have seen is when the publisher asks you to write right? Rather than the reverse, right? Because otherwise, like, we're trying to convince the publisher that there's a market, and I feel it's so much more powerful if the market for the ideas and the proof of concept already exists, and then the publisher realize what a great opportunity. And I don't really care about that, except that I've noticed that in order to drive change and get media attention, usually you have to have a book behind it. And so what I really want is the space of media attention to take this problem more seriously. There are some academic scholars that actually take system transformation in college quite seriously. But because of the incentive structures that exist in higher education, very few people actually act on that change on a daily basis. And much of the space in media that talks about higher education is captured by the idea that colleges function fine. And not only that, but we can put a hierarchy of those. So the finest functioning colleges are Stanford, Princeton, Harvard, which I just fundamentally disagree with. I think those are some of the most imbalanced and detrimental places on earth. But in order to get to a place where we can drive conversation about that, I think there are a number of things to happen first. And so what I've said with Henry and myself is, let's really find ways to leverage this project to grow ourselves and to become more effective, and then to empower other people in our communities, especially thinking about either colleagues at work, future students, et cetera. And so really this is a personal, local, and immediate development cycle. And anything that happens later, we can use to strengthen that fundamental mission and to drive conversations about larger systemic changes that really we owe the current and future generations of people in this system.